Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss anaerobic respiration in yeast. In the previous class, I explained you anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means, yes, the respiration which occurs in the absence of oxygen is called as anaerobic respiration. I told you already, in yeast anaerobic respiration occurs. And the end products in anaerobic respiration in yeast are ethanol or ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. So today in our class, with an activity, we will try to prove whether anaerobic respiration occurs in yeast or not. So we have to test whether CO2, ethanol and heat are released during this experiment or not. Yes, generally my dear children, yeast is a unicellular fungus. Yeast is a unicellular fungus and it is generally grown, mild yeasts are generally grown on the skins of apples and grapes, etc. My dear children, yeast grow very fast, rapidly in glucose solution, children. Yeast grow very rapidly in glucose solution. But my dear children, in glucose already dissolved oxygen is present. So what we have to test? We have to test anaerobic respiration in yeast. So when we are providing glucose solution in the experiment, we have to make sure that we have to remove the dissolved oxygen in the glucose, because the setup has to be as anaerobic setup. So my dear children, first of all we have to remove dissolved oxygen in glucose. Then we have to perform the experiment. First of all, observe the apparatus, children. Yes, this flask is a thermos flask. This flask is a thermos flask, children. And here we have inserted a thermometer. This is a thermometer. And from this is a U-shaped tube through which, for example, if any gas is liberated, that gas can be collected from this bent tube and it will be left over to this wash bottle. This is wash bottle, children. In this wash bottle, already we have taken bicarbonate solution or lime water. You know why lime water is used generally? Yes, lime water is generally used to test the presence of CO2. If CO2 gas reacts with this lime water, it turns milky white. So our aim is to test whether yeast is anaerobically respiring or not. So let us start the activity. Let me explain you in detail. First of all, we have to take glucose solution. So before taking the glucose solution, we have to make sure that in that the dissolved oxygen is to be removed. So first we have to heat the glucose solution and for 1 minute and cool it without shaking. So what happens by heating glucose solution for 1 minute and cooling it without shaking? What happens means the dissolved oxygen which is already present in the glucose solution will be removed. So right, glucose solution we have added and we have heated it, we have cooled it. Now we have to add yeast solution. We have to add yeast. We have to add not yeast solution, we have to add yeast. So after adding yeast, we may think that oxygen may enter through this tube. So what we have to do is, we have to pour 1 centimeter layer, this 1 centimeter layer of liquid paraffin. What this liquid paraffin does? My dear children, this liquid paraffin does not allow any oxygen from outside to enter into this yeast and glucose solution. So now we are sure that no oxygen enters into this yeast and glucose solution. So here internally the anaerobic setup is maintained. But if we have any doubt, before adding liquid paraffin, if we have any doubt whether after heating and cooling glucose also, if any oxygen is present, we have to test it. Means we can use a reagent. That reagent is diazine green. My dear students, that reagent is diazine green. It is also called as Janus green. Janus green. So this reagent, this is a blue colored dye, children. This is diazine green, but it is a blue colored dye. It is which color, children? Yes, it is a blue colored reagent. So before pouring the liquid paraffin, we want to test if any oxygen is present. So if we add this blue colored Janus green solution onto the yeast and glucose solution, it turns into pink. That indicates that there is oxygen shortage around that area. So this blue color dye turns into pink. that confirms that there is oxygen shortage in that area. Hence, we can say that there is no more oxygen available and the yeast is allowed to respire anaerobically. Right. After 1 or 2 days, if we keep the setup like this, after 1 or 2 days, what happens means, dear children, from this yeast and glucose solution, that yeast respires anaerobically in the absence of oxygen, and CO2, a gas called as CO2 is released. That gas is collected by this tube and it goes to this wash bottle containing lime water. So this lime water turns into milky white, which indicates that CO2 is released during anaerobic respiration in yeast. Did you understand that, children? Yes, CO2 gas is liberated. Then you may have a doubt. Sir, why thermometer is placed in that solution, sir? Yes, we have to test whether heat is released or not. So when we are doing an experiment, before starting the experiment, we have to take the thermometer recording temperature. And after the experiment, if we test the thermometer recording, the temperature is more. So with this activity, what is proved means, anaerobically yeast is respired and carbon dioxide gas is evolved, which turns lime water milky white, and heat is also released, by which the temperature of the thermometer is increased. So with all this activity, we can prove that yeast respires anaerobically. So even in the absence of oxygen, yeast respires and energy and carbon dioxide are produced, and heat is also produced, children. And my dear children, this ethanol, already I told you in the previous class, sometimes alcohols are produced during anaerobic respiration. Sugars are converted into alcohol. Such a process is called as fermentation. What is that, children? Fermentation. Yes. So here ethanol or ethyl alcohol is formed. So that process is called as fermentation. Yes. Let us recall some experiments we have performed in 8th class. We have added maida dough and to that we have added yeast. After some time, what we have observed? Yes, the dough raised. So yeast also respires there anaerobically and CO2 gas is produced, due to which the dough is raised. My dear children, in a similar way, when yeast is added to sugar solution and it is kept for a few days aside, a characteristic smell is produced, children. An alcoholic smell is produced. You may observe this smell in your houses also. Your mother prepares idli or dosha. So what she does? Yes, that prepared dough, it will be kept outside, so it will smell as a characteristic smell alcohol. It is also because of the action of microorganisms. That is also fermentation. Now the immediate solution, what we have to know is how this ethyl alcohol is removed from this yeast and glucose solution. My dear children, in chemistry you have already learned two miscible liquids can be separated by fractional distillation method. Two miscible liquids can be separated by which method, children? Fractional distillation. Because ethanol has a low boiling point than sugar solution. Ethanol has 70 degrees Celsius boiling point. It is not blood pressure, it is boiling point. So based on this boiling point differentiation, we can separate that yeast glucose solution with ethanol. So ethanol can be separated by which method, children? Yes, it is by fractional distillation. I hope you have understood the anaerobic respiration in yeast with an activity, and also you got some knowledge about fermentation. Let me ask a few questions before ending my session. Dear children, let me ask a question. Why glucose solution is heated and cooled before conducting the experiment? Yes, in order to remove the oxygen. Very good. My another question. Why thermometer is dipped in this solution? Why thermometer is used in this apparatus or in this activity? Yes, to test the temperature or heat is released. Yes, children. Why lime water turns milky white? Lime water turns milky white because of the release of gas CO2, and that is the reason it turns milky white. So this experiment is most important. Hope you have understood. Thank you so much.